Recently, we hit 1,000 subscribers. To say thank you to the whole community that's been supporting me, I reached out to some of my favorite plugin companies, and today we're going to be giving away a few licenses. And of course, we're going to be cooking up a beat. We're going to be using a free drum kit that I've just dropped. So even if you're not lucky enough to win the plugins, there's a free drum kit here for you as well. Just stay tuned for that. Get straight into it. So I don't really have a plan for the type of beat I'm going to make today. I've set my tempo to 88, and I'm just going to set it to, let's switch it up. Let's go for E Locrian, which is a nice, really dark scale. I think maybe if we keep it simple and start off with some piano. Maybe bring these down an octave as well. We'll just take these down here like this. Same with these ones. Gives it that really kind of evil feel. Now if we just use some tension notes here. Let's randomize it. Let's take some of these bass notes a little bit further down. Copy this over. Maybe bring this one back down here. What I think I'm going to do is just add a top line. We're going to add a couple more elements. We're going to do it to audio. Just mess with it a bit. We're just going to hit this humanize button. In fact, I might take all these middle notes here and just bring them in a bit as well. Just a touch of delay as well. I'm going to set this to the basic ping pong. Bring it down a little bit. So I'm just going to take these middle chords here. I'm going to layer them with something else. These I've picked the OG Waltzer strings and ghosts. I'm actually just going to take them up one octave. Take out the low end. I'm just going to filter off the highs as well. We're just going to push these out to the right as well. Next, I just want to take these tension notes that we have here, copy these over into a new pattern. I think I'm just going to find a bell sound here in Analog Lab. Bring the volume on those down. We'll pan these out to the left. Really kind of haunted horror movie type vibes. Next, we're just going to add the Ninja's tubular. As I just want to use this as the basis for our melody, I don't want to overcomplicate it too much. I'm just going to turn it into audio form now. I've got an audio track. I'm just going to select resampling on the track. I'm just going to press record. Now that we've got that recorded in, I'm just going to move it over here. And then I'm going to do a version without the bell and also without this track here. This just gives us some options if we want an emptier section by halftime, by pitching it up first, maybe 6. Maybe another couple. Let's grab it and hold shift and try speeding it up. Just try a little portal before the halftime as well. I think that sounds sick. And delete all these tracks here. I'll add some strings to it. A low cut. Let's just drop the volume on these as well. Pan these out to the right. Let's add something with a little bit more rhythm over on the left. Maybe like a dulcimer. That might sound nuts. A little bit more delay as well. Put that before the reverb. back on the first track, let's bring this EQ after the half-time as well, because I think there's just a little bit too much low end coming from the half-time. I think that's a lot better, a lot clearer now. Back to the Ninja's tubular again. I honestly use this preset way too much. A bit of pan shaping, giving their own kind of space in the stereo field. We'll just set it to this one, and we'll just set it to 2 bars. Bring the mix down a little bit though. I'm going to bring in the Hallows Eve piano, which is one of my favourites. I'm just going to put this on the lower notes. Take out a lot of the sub. At this point here, I'm going to add some drums, but first I can tell you all about this new free drum kit that I'm dropping called the Keep It 500 drum kit. It's 100% free. I'll put the link in the description down below. Now, I designed this kit with these kind of underground grimy boom bap beats that I like to make. However, it's suitable for all kinds of genres. In fact, one of the producers that I reached out to test this kit goes by the name of Hayes. Here are a couple of tracks that he's made with it. As you can hear, they're not underground grimy boom bap at all, but it still sounds sick in those. So shout out to Hayes for that. I'll leave a link to all of his content down below. So in this kit, there's 808s, claps, crashes, hi-hats, kicks, everything that you'd expect in a drum kit. These percussive phrases are something that I particularly like to add into my beats. They give it that kind of gritty, atmospheric, kind of industrial feel that I like. This one here I really like, and I think it'd suit this beat, in fact. Let's just pull this in, maybe put it here, bring the volume down a little bit. Back to the drums, let's find a snare, the pulse, and the apex, my kind of go-to for this style of beat. Gonna go with the apex one on this. Grab the Shogun hi-hat, keep this on a really simple kind of 2-step pattern. Right, let's just bring the second hit down. Put these all the way over. And we're going to randomize them a little bit as well. And we're going to humanize them, and these hi-hats slightly to the left. Add this fusion hi-hat as well. Now this Odyssey kick has become my go-to kick for a lot of beats. This one I think I'm going to switch it up and go with the Ignite kick. Just going to transpose the kick down slightly as I think it'll fit better in the beat. And with this hi-hat, I'm just going to transpose it up one, add a crash in. set it to one shot. Obviously, normally I'd use something like the Rickenbacker bass on this. Sometimes 808 sounds sick on these kind of beats too. I think now that I've got the bass down, we've half-timed the first melody. I'm not really feeling the second half where the lower bells come in. We're just going to bring this back to the 4 bars, and then we're just going to double that over, join them together. Now I'm just going to place them an octave higher and see what they sound like. Maybe we can switch between the 2 different sections. I think that'll work, switching between the 2. So maybe the chorus is at the higher pitch and the verses are at the lower pitch. So let's just duplicate this one over. Then we'll set this one up to being 12. In fact, I think maybe the lower pitch one for the chorus here like this. And then when it breaks down out of the chorus, it'll go like this. Obviously, we can add the drums and stuff around it when we structure it. Let's take a look at some of these perks. Grab this Apex perk here. I think maybe just a second snare just for in the background. Maybe something like this one. Bring the volume on that down quite a bit and use it as a percussion. A little bit of replica. Bring it down to about 1/16. And we're just going to set this to ping pong so it bounces back and forth. Last but not least, I'm just going to add a violin for the chorus. I'm actually in the original Contact Factory library. I think this gets overlooked these days, but the sounds in here are still fire. Randomise them a little bit more. Hit humanise. Let's just double them over. Bring a subtle stereo pan onto these as well so they move around a little bit. I think I might just back them up with a tremolo as well. Okay, so I think this beat's sounding full enough now, so I'm just going to structure it out and show you the final beat. Before I do that though, I need to let you all know about this giveaway. I've reached out to some of my favourite plugin companies, secured one of each of these licenses to give to one lucky winner. The first plugin is Analog Lab by Arturia, so shout out to the people at Arturia. This is one of my go-to plugins, something that I reach for quickly when I want to start making a melody. Everybody seems to use it. There's loads of community banks out there. And it's just a great way to get started into the Arturia kind of platform of sounds. Secondly, I reached out to Dixon Beats, who's given me a copy of Dixon's Piano, Dixon's Choir, and Ghosts. I think these plugins are something unique. I've used them in loads of beats. In fact, I'm actually in the announcement video for both Ghosts and Choirs. I'll add those up here somewhere so you can go and check them out. Obviously, big shout out to Dixon Beats on that one. Next, the people over at Cable Guys have given me a copy of Shaper Box. This features Time Shaper, so you can use it for halftime, Volume Shaper, which you can use for sidechain and ducking, Pan Shaper, Liquid Shaper, in fact, all the shapers you will ever need in one bundle. There's a million videos out there of producers using Shaperbox. Don't really need to say too much more on it. Next, the people over at Baby Audio who give me one Industry Pro bundle. Now, the Industry Pro bundle is stacked with absolute top quality mixing plugins. So this has got Crystalline, which is a reverb I've used in this video. Got Tape, which is their kind of tape saturation emulation plugin. It has Parallel Aggressor, which is like a parallel compression plugin, which I absolutely love on drum buses. It also features all of their other plugins, some of which I don't even have myself. A shout out to Baby Audio on that one. And last but not least, the people over at Music Hack have given me a copy of the master plan. Now, if I had to describe this in a simple way, kind of a smart combination of a soft clipper and a compressor. It does it all kind of automatically, so you don't get the pumping effects from the compressor. You don't get too much saturation from the soft clipping side, but it allows you to raise up your volume levels on your final master and has replaced many of the effects that I would use on my master chain. Now, I'm not going to make this too difficult to enter. All you have to do is type 1K prizes in the comment box below. I will leave this up for a week and then I will pick a random winner. I will announce this in a future video and the winner can contact me on Instagram and I'll send all the stuff over that they need. Please do note though that I will be announcing this in a video. I will not be replying to comments saying you've won, contact me here and there. You do have to watch out for scammers sometimes, unfortunately. Right, with all that being said, here's the final beat.